Success reveals the truth about people. Before you win, most of the world treats you like everyone else. Your ideas are questioned. Your efforts are unnoticed, and your struggles are overlooked. Many will smile, shake your hand, or nod politely, but very few will truly support you. The reality is simple. No one is your friend until you win. This is not a message of bitterness. It is a lesson in clarity. Understanding this now changes how you approach your goals, how you invest your time, and how you protect your energy. Every moment spent waiting for approval is time lost from building results. The people who claim to be supportive may not stand with you when effort is required, but the work you do, the discipline you practice, and the victories you earn will reveal who is truly aligned with your vision. Winning changes the way people treat you, and this is the natural order of human behavior. Recognizing this early allows you to walk confidently, focus relentlessly, and stay committed even when applause is absent. The journey will test patience, resilience, and determination. People will doubt you. Some will speak against you. Some will disappear. Yet those challenges are not obstacles. They are filters. They separate the noise from what truly matters, your results, your growth, and your commitment to your own path. Understanding that friendship and support often follow achievement does not make life lonelier. It makes your journey clearer, sharper, and more effective. When you internalize this truth, you stop seeking validation and start producing it. You become unstoppable because you understand that success is the ultimate proof of who belongs beside you and who does not. This lesson is not just about winning. It is about focus, perseverance, and building an unshakable mindset that no doubt, criticism, or lack of recognition can break. The moment you embrace that no one is truly your friend until you win, you step into a higher level of personal responsibility, resilience, and clarity. You begin to move through the world with purpose, undistracted by those who only arrive after the results are visible. Your journey demands this understanding. Accept it, internalize it, and act on it. Because the people who show up only after you win are the ones whose attention truly matters. And the only person who can guarantee your victory is you. The sooner this is clear, the sooner your focus becomes unstoppable, your actions relentless, and your results undeniable. There comes a moment in life when clarity replaces confusion. That moment arrives when you realize that most support does not show up at the beginning. It shows up at the end. People often say they believe in effort, growth, and dreams, but belief is easy when results are visible. When there is nothing to point to, no proof, no applause, and no recognition, silence is what most people offer. That silence is not personal, it is human nature. People respond to outcomes more than intention, and understanding this truth saves you from disappointment. In the early stages of building anything meaningful, the work feels lonely. You wake up with a sense of urgency while others move casually. You think deeply about the future while people around you focus only on the present moment. You invest time, energy, and discipline into something that has not yet paid you back. During this phase, encouragement is rare. Not because people want you to fail, but because they cannot yet see what you see. Vision is invisible until effort turns it into reality. Many individuals lose momentum because they expect support too soon. They look around for approval before they have earned results. They wait for validation instead of creating value. That waiting slows progress. When attention shifts toward who is watching instead of what is being built, focus weakens. The strongest progress is made when effort continues without an audience. This phase tests character. It forces you to rely on internal strength instead of external praise. You learn how serious you are about your goals when no one is checking on you. Discipline becomes the fuel. Routine becomes the anchor. Purpose becomes the guide. When these take the lead, opinions lose their power. People often misunderstand this stage. They think the absence of support means they are on the wrong path. In reality, it often means they are early. Growth usually happens quietly before it becomes obvious. Results arrive after repetition. Skill improves after patience. Confidence grows after consistency. None of these draw attention at the start. When effort is new, it looks uncertain. When progress is slow, it looks unimpressive. When results are small, they look unimportant. This is why encouragement is limited. Most people wait until they feel safe supporting something. Safety arrives when results are clear. Once progress is undeniable, this shift is predictable. The same people who doubted your direction begin to show interest. The same voices that were silent begin to offer praise. The same energy that was absent begins to appear. This change is not something to resent. It is something to understand. It reflects how results influence perception. Understanding this keeps resentment out of your heart. Yeah, you stop taking silence personally. You stop needing approval to continue. You stop explaining yourself to people who are not building anything. Energy is preserved. Focus sharpens. Effort deepens. Support after success is common because success creates confidence for others. It removes uncertainty. It makes belief easier. People feel more comfortable aligning with something proven. That does not make them dishonest. It makes them cautious. Knowing this prevents bitterness and helps you move forward calmly. The goal during the early stage is not to collect supporters. The goal is to collect skills. The goal is not to impress people. The goal is to improve daily. The goal is not to explain plans. The goal is to execute them quietly. Progress rewards those who stay focused when attention is missing. Every successful person understands this phase. They remember the quiet mornings, the long days, and the unseen effort. They remember building while others doubted. They remember staying committed when no one was watching. That memory becomes a source of strength, not anger. Winning changes perception because results speak clearly. Once results exist, explanations are no longer needed. Proof replaces promises. Consistency replaces hope. Effort becomes visible through outcome. At that point, support arrives naturally. The mistake is quitting before that point. Many stop just before results become noticeable. They get tired of the silence. They mistake lack of applause for lack of progress. They give up when the work is about to pay off. This is why patience is critical. Continue building even when encouragement is missing. Continue showing up even when no one asks about your progress. Continue improving even when results feel slow. This phase is shaping your discipline and strengthening your mindset. It is preparing you for the next level. When success arrives, remember how it started. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay disciplined. Respect the process that built you. Appreciate the quiet season because it taught you self-reliance. Support after success is not a reward to chase. It is a byproduct of commitment. The real reward is the growth you experienced along the way. The confidence built through effort lasts longer than praise. The skills gained through discipline outlast attention. Keep building with calm determination. Let results speak in time. Stay steady when the room is quiet. Winning will change how people respond, but the work you did when no one noticed is what truly matters. Many people slow their own progress because they look for approval too early. They want reassurance before they have results. They want people to understand their effort before effort has produced anything visible. This habit quietly weakens ambition. It shifts attention away from growth and places it on opinion. When validation becomes the goal, discipline starts to fade. At the beginning of any serious pursuit, there is little evidence to show. Work happens internally before it shows externally. Skills develop in private. Habits form when no one is watching. Progress often looks ordinary before it looks impressive. Expecting applause during this stage creates frustration. That frustration drains energy that should be invested in improvement. Validation feels good, but it is not necessary for progress. Results are built through repetition, not recognition. When someone depends on praise to continue, effort becomes unstable. Good days bring motivation. Quiet days bring doubt. This pattern creates inconsistency. Consistency is what produces results, not encouragement. There is a strong difference between confidence and approval. Confidence grows from keeping promises to yourself. Approval depends on other people noticing. One is under your control, the other is not. Relying on what you can control builds strength. Waiting on what you cannot control builds weakness. Many people share their goals too soon. They speak about plans instead of executing them. Talking feels productive, but it is not the same as doing. Early praise can create comfort. Comfort reduces urgency. Urgency is what pushes effort forward. Silence, on the other hand, sharpens focus. When no one is cheering, you hear your own thoughts more clearly. You become aware of your habits. You notice where discipline is strong and where it breaks. This awareness is valuable. It allows correction. It allows growth. Validation often distracts from this process. The strongest builders learn to work without witnesses. They wake up, follow their routine, and improve a little each day. They do not measure progress by likes, comments, or opinions. They measure it by effort completed and skills gained. This approach creates expecting validation before results also creates pressure. Pressure leads to performance anxiety. Anxiety interferes with learning. When attention is on how others will react, mistakes feel heavier. Fear of judgment slows experimentation. Progress requires room to learn, fail, adjust, and try again. Removing the need for validation creates freedom. You are free to work at your own pace. You are free to improve without comparison. You are free to stay committed without explanation. This freedom strengthens discipline. Discipline builds results. Results change conversations. Once outcomes appear, opinions follow naturally. People trust what they can see. At that point, validation arrives without being requested, but chasing it early only delays its arrival. This stage teaches emotional control. It teaches patience. It teaches self-belief rooted in action rather than approval. These qualities matter long after success appears. They help sustain progress when challenges return. There will always be moments when effort feels invisible. Those moments are not signals to stop. They are signals to continue. The work you do when no one notices carries the most value. It builds character. It strengthens commitment. It prepares you for responsibility. Those who succeed understand this deeply. They stop explaining their journey. They stop proving themselves to people who are not involved in the work. They conserve energy. That energy goes into learning, practicing, and refining. Validation before results is unreliable. Results before validation are powerful. Choose the path that builds strength rather than comfort. Stay focused on improvement. Let progress speak when the time is right. The habit of working without applause creates independence. Independence builds leadership. Leadership attracts respect. Respect follows results. This order cannot be reversed. Stay committed even when effort feels unnoticed. Keep improving when encouragement is absent. The silence you experience now is shaping your discipline. When results arrive, they will arrive fully formed, backed by consistency and earned confidence. There comes a phase in every serious journey where the path becomes quiet. Messages slow down. Invitations stop coming. Familiar voices grow distant. This is not punishment. This is part of growth. When someone decides to change direction, the crowd naturally thins out. Most people are comfortable where they are. When you choose progress, you step away from comfort. And that often means walking alone for a while. Walking alone does not mean being lonely. It means learning to rely on your own discipline instead of outside energy. It means building strength without leaning on constant support. In the early stages of building something meaningful, very few people can see what you see. They judge based on current results, not future potential. If you wait for everyone to agree with your vision, you will never move. This is where many people quit quietly, not because they lack ability, but because they feel unseen. Human nature wants connection. It wants reassurance. But growth demands periods of solitude. Solitude creates clarity. When there is less noise, your priorities become sharper. You hear your own standards more clearly. Building in silence teaches responsibility. When no one is checking on you, discipline becomes real. You either do the work or you don't. There is no performance, no image to protect. Just effort and honesty. This is where habits are formed. This is where character develops. Some days will feel heavy. You may wake up with doubt sitting in your chest. The room feels quiet. Progress feels slow. These moments test commitment. Motivation will not always show up. That is normal. Discipline carries you forward when motivation is absent. Discipline is built through repetition, not emotion. Many people confuse solitude with failure. They think distance means rejection. In reality, it often means preparation. Growth separates you before it connects you to the right people later. The people meant to walk with you in the future will meet you at a higher level. But first, you must earn that level. Walking alone also protects your focus. Too many opinions weaken direction. Too many voices create hesitation. When you limit outside influence, decision-making becomes stronger. You move faster because you are not seeking permission. You adjust quickly because you are not defending yourself. This phase teaches emotional control. When there is no audience, reactions soften. You stop proving, you stop explaining. You conserve energy. That energy goes into learning, practicing, and refining your craft. Quiet effort compounds faster than loud effort. It is important to understand that not everyone who steps back wishes you harm. Some simply do not understand the path you chose. Some are dealing with their own struggles. Releasing the need for constant connection frees both sides. You move forward without resentment. They remain where they are without pressure. Strong individuals learn to be comfortable with their own company. They build routines that support growth. They manage their time intentionally. They measure success by effort completed, not recognition received. This mindset creates stability. When progress begins to show, people often reappear. They speak as if they were always supportive. This is natural. Results change perception. But the work that created those results happened in isolation. That is why solitude deserves respect. Use this phase wisely. Read more, practice more, reflect more, pay attention to your habits, improve your skills, strengthen your health, sharpen your thinking. This is the quiet season that builds visible success later. Do not rush to fill the silence with distractions. Distractions delay growth. Silence allows depth. Depth creates mastery. Mastery earns respect. Walking alone while you build is not a weakness. It is a requirement. Those who can endure this stage develop resilience. Resilience sustains success long term. One day you will look back and realize that the quiet moments shaped you the most. They taught patience. They taught self-trust. They taught discipline without applause. These qualities remain valuable long after success arrives. Continue moving forward even when the path feels empty. Keep your standards high. Protect your focus. Trust that consistent effort is working, even when evidence is limited. The foundation you build in silence will support everything that comes next. There will always be voices around you, and not all of them will support where you are going. Some voices are loud, some are subtle, and some come from people you care about. Doubt and negativity rarely arrive from strangers alone. They often come from familiar places. This is why protecting your vision becomes a personal responsibility. No one else can do it for you. A vision is fragile in the early stages. It exists mostly in your mind before it shows up in results. Because it cannot yet be seen or measured, it is easy for others to question it. They judge based on what exists now, not on what you are building. When you listen too closely to those opinions, confusion enters. Confusion weakens action. Weak action delays results. Negativity does not always sound harsh. Sometimes it sounds reasonable. It sounds like concern. It sounds like advice. It sounds like caution. But repeated exposure to doubt, even when politely delivered, slowly drains confidence. Confidence is not loud. It is built quietly through belief and action. When belief is constantly challenged, progress slows. Protecting your vision means being selective with what you hear. Not every opinion deserves attention. Not every comment deserves a response. Silence is often a stronger defense than argument. Explaining your goals to the wrong people invites unnecessary resistance. Some people do not need to understand your path for you to walk it. Doubt also comes from within. Internal doubt can be louder than outside criticism. It shows up during slow progress. It shows up after mistakes. It shows up when results take longer than expected. This internal voice must be managed carefully. Self-doubt unchecked becomes self-sabotage. Managing doubt begins with discipline. Discipline creates proof. Proof strengthens belief. When you keep promises to yourself, confidence grows. Small actions completed daily reinforce trust in your own ability. That trust becomes a shield against negativity. Your environment matters. What you listen to daily shapes your mindset. Conversations filled with complaints weaken focus. Content filled with fear limits ambition. Choose inputs that reinforce growth. Read material that strengthens thinking. Listen to voices that encourage responsibility and action. These choices protect mental clarity. Protecting your vision does not mean avoiding all feedback. It means choosing feedback wisely. Constructive input helps growth. Negative input drains energy. Learn the difference. Constructive feedback offers solutions. Negative commentary offers judgment. One moves you forward, the other holds you back. There will be moments when negativity feels overwhelming. During those moments, return to fundamentals. Review your goals, review your reasons. Review your progress. Remind yourself why you started. Purpose restores direction when doubt tries to interrupt it. It is also important to manage emotional reactions. Reacting emotionally to criticism gives it power. Calm evaluation removes that power. When criticism arrives, pause. Decide whether it helps or harms. Then move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. Protecting your vision also requires patience. Results do not appear on demand. Growth follows effort, not expectation. When patience weakens, doubt grows. Strengthen patience by focusing on daily actions rather than distant outcomes. People who succeed long-term learn to separate opinion from fact. Opinion changes often. Fact is built through effort. Focus on what you can control. Your work ethic, your habits, your learning. These factors move progress regardless of external noise. Vision thrives in clarity. Write your goals down. Review them regularly. Keep them visible. This keeps direction clear when distractions appear. Clarity reduces vulnerability to doubt. Negativity loses strength when progress becomes consistent. Each small win builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence quiets doubt. This cycle works in your favor when discipline is maintained. Not everyone who doubts you wishes harm. Some project their own fear. Some fear change. Some fear failure. Understanding this prevents resentment. You do not need to fight negativity. You need to outgrow it. Growth often requires emotional distance from discouraging influences. Distance creates space to think clearly. Space creates focus. Protecting your vision is not about isolation. It is about intention. Choose where your energy goes. Choose what you allow to influence your thinking. Choose discipline over distraction. When you protect your vision consistently, it strengthens over time. It becomes resilient. It no longer shakes easily. At that point, doubt loses its grip. Negativity loses its voice. Hold your vision steady. Guard it daily. Let results speak later. There will be long stretches where effort goes unnoticed. No praise, no encouragement, no visible reaction from the world around you. This is one of the most important tests a person will ever face. The ability to stay focused when there is no response determines how far someone can truly go. Many people perform well when attention is present. Very few perform well when silence surrounds them. Focus is not built through excitement, it is built through commitment. When no one is watching, habits become honest. Work becomes pure. You either show up because it matters to you, or you slowly drift back into comfort. Comfort is always available. Progress requires intention. Early effort rarely receives applause. That is not because the effort is weak. It is because results take time to surface. The world reacts to outcomes, not preparation. Most people only notice the finish line. They ignore the miles that came before it. Expecting applause too early creates disappointment. Removing that expectation creates freedom. Focus means deciding what deserves your attention and protecting it daily. Attention is energy. Where energy goes, results follow. When energy is scattered across opinions, comparisons, and distractions, progress slows. When energy is concentrated, growth accelerates. There will be days when it feels like nothing is changing. The routine feels repetitive. The progress feels slow. The mind starts searching for proof. Proof often arrives later than patience would prefer. This delay is normal. Growth happens quietly before it becomes visible. Staying focused requires emotional control. Emotions rise and fall. Discipline remains steady. When emotions run the schedule, consistency breaks. When discipline leads, progress continues. Learning to act regardless of mood separates professionals from dreamers. Silence from others does not mean you are off track. It often means you are early. Early stages are quiet because few understand what is being built. Understanding comes after results appear. Respect follows evidence. Focus improves when comparison stops. Watching others creates pressure. Pressure leads to rushed decisions. Rushed decisions weaken foundations. Staying in your own lane allows steady improvement. Your pace does not need to match anyone else's. It needs to match your standards. Daily focus is shaped by small choices. What you listen to, what you watch, what you read, who you speak with. These inputs influence mindset. Protecting focus means choosing inputs carefully. Negativity drains energy. Distraction wastes time. Purpose restores clarity. When no one is clapping, remind yourself why you started. Not the surface reason, but the deeper one. The reason tied to growth, stability, contribution, or self-respect. That reason does not disappear when attention fades. It strengthens. Focus also requires patience with yourself. Progress is rarely perfect. Mistakes will happen. Adjustments will be needed. Self-criticism without learning creates stagnation. Honest reflection without emotion creates improvement. People who stay focused without applause develop inner strength. They learn to validate their own effort. They measure success by actions completed, not reactions received. This internal scorecard builds confidence that does not depend on external approval. The absence of applause filters out weak commitment. Those who need recognition quit early. Those who value growth continue quietly. Over time, this difference becomes visible. Consistent focus creates results that speak without explanation. Focus protects momentum. Momentum is fragile in the early stages. It grows through repetition. Breaking focus resets progress. Guarding focus preserves progress. Even small daily actions compound when repeated consistently. You do not need noise to confirm progress. Progress is happening when habits are honored. Progress is happening when discipline is practiced. Progress is happening when effort continues despite doubt. One day, recognition may arrive. When it does, it will feel different. It will feel earned. But by then, applause will no longer be necessary. The discipline built in silence will matter more than the noise that follows. Stay focused. Keep showing up. Continue refining your work. Let results arrive in their own time. Silence is not the enemy. Loss of focus is. Winning changes how people respond to you, and this is a reality that must be understood without anger or bitterness. Before results appear, effort is questioned. After results appear, effort is respected. This shift is not personal. It is human behavior. Most people respond to proof, not potential. Accepting this truth keeps you emotionally steady and mentally prepared. When progress becomes visible, conversations change, opinions soften, skepticism fades. People who once doubted begin to show interest. Some will offer support, others will claim they always believed. This moment reveals an important lesson. External validation follows success, it does not lead it. Those who wait for approval before acting remain stuck. Those who act without approval eventually attract it. Winning does not mean becoming distant or arrogant. It means becoming clear about who supported the process and who only noticed the outcome. This clarity helps you choose your circle wisely. Not everyone who appears after success deserves access. Respect is earned through consistency, not convenience. Success also brings responsibility. People begin to watch your actions more closely. Your habits influence others. Your discipline becomes visible. This is why character matters long before recognition arrives. Character built early protects reputation later. It is important not to seek revenge through success. That mindset poisons growth. Success should be used to create stability, opportunity, and contribution. When success is driven by purpose rather than ego, it lasts longer and feels more fulfilling. Winning also tests humility. Attention increases. Praise becomes louder. Staying grounded requires remembering the quiet days, the days when no one noticed. Those memories keep effort honest and discipline strong. Some relationships will naturally change. Distance may grow with people who no longer align with your direction. This is not loss, it is alignment. Growth often requires new environments. Holding on to old patterns limits future potential. People may treat you differently, but your standards should remain consistent. Continue working, continue learning, continue improving. Success is not a finish line. It is a platform for further growth. When winning arrives, do not slow down. Do not become careless. Momentum must be protected. Discipline must be maintained. Success is sustained through the same habits that created it. Understanding this shift prepares you emotionally. You no longer take early doubt personally. You no longer seek approval prematurely. You respect the process and trust timing. In the end, winning does not change who you are. It reveals who you have become. If discipline, patience, and integrity were practiced early, success amplifies those qualities. If shortcuts were taken, success exposes weakness. Build quietly, work honestly, grow steadily. When winning arrives, let it change outcomes, not character. The journey you are on is not easy, and understanding this truth about friendship and support is essential for lasting success. You will encounter doubt, criticism, and silence from those you expect encouragement from. You will see smiles that hide indifference, hear advice that offers no guidance, and witness people step away when effort becomes necessary. This is not meant to discourage you, it is meant to prepare you. Every moment of disappointment, every handshake that feels empty, every voice of skepticism is shaping your character, testing your resolve, and forcing you to rely on one source you can always trust: yourself. You must become comfortable walking alone, not because isolation is a goal, but because focus and discipline demand it. When you depend on others for validation or support, you give away your power. True progress comes from consistent action, daily effort, and an unwavering belief in your vision. even when no one applauds. Those who are genuinely aligned with your goals will eventually show up, but you cannot wait for their approval to take the next step. Winning attracts respect, opportunities, and connection, but it only comes to those who refuse to pause for recognition. The lessons learned in solitude are invaluable. You develop resilience, clarity, and patience. You understand that criticism often reflects fear or limitation in others, not a reflection of your ability. You learn to trust your instincts, make decisions with confidence, and act decisively because you know the path to success is yours alone to walk. Every late night, early morning, and small victory is building momentum that will eventually demand attention from the world. When people begin to acknowledge your efforts, it is not a surprise. It is confirmation that your discipline and commitment have been noticed. The friendships that form afterward are stronger because they are based on mutual respect and proven achievement, not empty words or winning changes the way people treat you, but it does not change your responsibility to continue growing, improving, and acting with integrity. Standing can be hollow. Recognition may come, but the habits, discipline, and mindset that produce it will be fragile. When you internalize that support often follows achievement, you build self-reliance and an unshakable focus. You begin to measure your life by results and growth, not by the approval or applause of others. This is freedom. This is the mindset of someone who will not be derailed by doubt or distraction. Your focus now must be on action, on persistence, on improvement. Every effort you make, every risk you take, every skill you sharpen contributes to a momentum that is unstoppable. The people who only appear after you win will not define your path. You will. The habits you build, the decisions you make, and the work you complete in silence create a foundation that no criticism, doubt, or lack of recognition can shake. So move forward with confidence, protect your vision, guard your energy, focus on results and discipline. Accept that friendship and support may not arrive immediately, but this does not diminish your worth or the importance of your goals. When you reach success, the respect and recognition you receive will not feel earned by luck or timing. It will feel inevitable because it follows consistent effort, unwavering focus, and the courage to continue when no one else is watching. This is more than a lesson about winning. It is a lesson about life, about character, and about understanding the realities of human behavior. The world will not hand you support. It will not wait to celebrate your efforts. Your growth, your victories, and your results must come first. Let them speak for you. Let them attract those who truly belong in your life. Continue working, continue learning, continue improving, and continue acting with relentless focus. The people who matter will eventually see your progress. The ones who doubt will fall away, leaving space for connections rooted in respect and shared purpose. Until that moment, remember this truth: your responsibility is to yourself, your vision, and your discipline. No one can guarantee your success except you. No one can validate your effort except through results. Stay committed, stay patient, and let your victory speak louder than words ever could. In the end, the measure of your life is not the applause you receive, but the persistence you demonstrate, the obstacles you overcome, and the results you create despite the silence. This is the path of real achievement, the path that turns solitude into strength, doubt into determination, and effort into undeniable success. You have the power to walk it. You have the courage to see it through. Let your winning define the respect you receive, and let your unwavering commitment define the life you build.